Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Time to take you around the world of sport as we quickly start from the home scene where Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, right now actually emergency meeting between themselves and the Nigerian National League, the second tier of Nigerian club. Well, they just have to schedule that meeting to at least forestall any issue that have to be with the Nigerian National League, because news came out that they also be planning how to start the league, but a lot of issues here and there. They need to quickly settle that, and that's the first story we are looking at with Joel Ajayi. Good to have you.
A very good evening to you.
Good one.
Yeah, looking good, I must say.
Okay, maybe you look better, right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much anyway.
Yeah.
So that story, that has to do with the Nigerian National League. We know that NPFL, yes, that started. This is Nigerian National League, and issue came up that NFF needs to really settle. That's why they need to meet. They're actually having that meeting with all the NFF clubs, rather NNL clubs, to at least make sure everything is in order before the league starts.
I think we are on right track when we are talking about Nigeria football this present time. Unlike the previous years where we don't have a leader that have listening here, let me rather say, in that way. But the truth of the matter is that in any society, it is a dialogue that settle the matter most. But many leaders, I'm very sorry to say, most of them are not making use of that tool to settle the matter. If you look at what happened in Nigeria Professional Football League, if not because of the dialogues, because of talking together, relating to each other, we will not see what we saw yesterday in Akwa Ibom. It's because of synergy that let us do it in whatever area that we have challenges. Let us try as much as possible to iron it out. And then I must give it to the incumbent NFF president. I think he has what they call listening here. If there is an issue, it's not as if we just flip it off that it's none of my business, maybe it's NLL. But when the heat will come, it will come to you. That is why I like the strategies is using to ensure that all stakeholders are together, and then the profits and then the dividend of football will be given to the Nigeria. If you look at what happened at the last meeting we had somewhere around here last week, we discovered that we have a lot of issue. But by the fortunes of let us come together, let us play this game, let us make sure that this game is driving. That is why we are able to reach where we are. And then for me, calling all the NLA club to come together, I believe they are going to have a reasonable conclusion to make sure that the league will start. And then this is the second league after the NPFL. This is the league. That is where we get players from to promote into the Nigeria Professional League. So for me, there need to be a synergy. All hands must be on deck for us to have this football, because this is where Nigeria will get the dividend. Because as you see what happened in Akwa Ibom yesterday, the transports will be benefit from it. The food sector, almost all the sector, even the referee, the journalists, most of them travel to Akwa Ibom, and then they were able to do their business without any issue. So for me, I think NFF is in right direction. If they can continue like this, wherever you see a little challenge, try as much as possible to block the hole so that it will not aggravate, because everybody have idea. Everybody want to be part of football. But when you are shutting door against some people, it's always cause issue. That is what we experienced in the year past. Like in the last 8 years, we are having this kind of issue where some stakeholders agree that we want to be part of it, and then some that are privileged to be there, they shut door against them, and then that caused issue for almost 8 years. That was what cost us the ticket for World Cup. To be sincere with ourselves, because everybody are not working together. And then I must say this today, all the stakeholders, when you are benefiting from something, if your time is up, try as much as possible to leave. Let other people come. The whole world is not for you alone. When you are in charge of a club for almost 8 years, and then they said, oh, you've tried your best, we have done this, can you please excuse us? You are causing issue among the club. It's not good. That's what we are facing seriously in this country. You are one of those people that benefit from the system. When it is done for other people to just move on from where you stop, you are just sabotaging everything. It's not good. That's what we experience in the league. And then I believe this move by NFF is a very good one. I think it will progress our football in the country.
Good one there, coming from Joel Ajayi. Really, Nigerian Football Federation trying to sanitize Nigerian football in all the leagues. Talking about the NPFL, that's the Apex League, the second tier NNL, Nigerian National League, and the third tier, the Nationwide League One, where they are hoping that all the leagues will actually get sanitized for us to have the best of the best league. At least we have so many talents in different leagues in Nigeria that can represent Nigeria, even in CHAN, in AFCON, at the World Cup. But all we need to do right now is to make sure we give all the platforms that will allow them to have that favorable conditions to compete within themselves. Good one coming from NFL, trying to have an emergency meeting to see how they can sanitize the issue that has to do with the NNL, Nigeria National League issues there. Now we move away from Nigeria. Let's talk about another match that will be coming up, Oxford versus Arsenal. Well, the FA Cup third round, Oxford United to face Arsenal. A big one, because whoever wins this will be facing Manchester City. So that's a big one.
It's a very big one indeed, because Arsenal is in form right now.
Okay.
And then I don't want to wait to see the game between Manchester City and Arsenal.
Are you saying Arsenal will beat us?
I said I don't want to wait. I did not say they will beat. But for me, I can't wait to see that game.
Automatically, you are saying Arsenal actually.
That is your own interpretation. But my own interpretation.
So seriously, you can't wait for Arsenal to play Man City.
Man City, yes.
And I said, okay, that means you are automatically saying Arsenal, they've defeated Oxford.
Yes, no. I am now telling you that that is yes. Your own interpretation.
Yes. What a way to go. But really, do you think Arsenal can actually beat Oxford United?
As far as I know, and then anything can happen in football, which you and I know. But when we are looking at the game that is coming up, I don't think this game should be a cooler task for Arsenal, because presently they are in form of their life. If they cannot get anything this season, they should just forget it. To be sincere with ourselves, if Arsenal are unable to get anything tangible this season, because they are on the peak, in the peak of their time, any team they meet, the highest they got is draw and all these things. And for me, I think they will. Let me just now come out playing as you are putting it into my mouth. I believe in this encounter, Arsenal will carry the day. Hope you are okay with it.
Even though I'm okay with that, because you were formally saying you were not supporting the Arsenal will win. But now, while you were saying every team they met, blah blah, Man U, a lot of Man U fans would never agree because of the fact they defeated Arsenal.
The truth of the matter is that when they played, they are not in this form. I believe they meet Man U. Though Man U is also picking up, because I don't want to say
Are you afraid of Arsenal fans?
What I'm trying to say is that it's not as if I'm Arsenal fan. But
are you afraid of are you afraid of Arsenal fan or Man U fan?
I can't afraid of anybody. You are entitled to your opinion. When you are bringing out your points, I will bring my own. I think if we are able to reach equilibrium, fine. If you are not unable to reach equilibrium, everybody will go on their way. There is no issue. Football is something that can give us joy. When I argue with you, I forget my problem. When we have discussion with you, I'm not thinking of what I will eat and all this. If you go to all those field center, you agree with me with what I am saying. But what I am saying is that I want to see this like of Manchester City playing the Arsenal in the third round.
In the fourth round. So automatically,
I'm rooting for Arsenal on this matter.
Automatically, Arsenal is winning. What a way to throw banter in the studio concerning that particular game between Oxford United and Arsenal, the Gunners. Really, they've been gunning everyone, but except for Manchester United, as Man United fans would say, they will never ever agree because they defeated Arsenal. Well, for the fact that Arsenal right now, they are really on fire, would they be burning down Oxford United tonight? That game is really coming up, and we just can't wait to see what they'll be doing, because they'll be facing, if they are able to defeat Oxford, they'll be facing Manchester City, who defeated their London rival, Chelsea, the Blues. So, but if Oxford are able to do it, Oxford will be waiting for another fire from Manchester City players. Talking about the FA Cup third round there, even though the fourth round draw had been made. So we talked about that. Now let's look at La Liga. Atletico Bilbao. They'll be facing Osasuna in another battle that will be coming up. In fact, as we speak right now, that game will be up between Osasuna and Atletico Bilbao. Just looking at the fact that what will be happening between the two clubs. If you look at the way they are standing on the table, both of them are among the best guys. They are among the top 10. Atletico Bilbao are standing 7. They have 25 points after playing 15 matches with 10 goal difference. And you have Osasuna are 9th on the table. They have 23 points, 15 after playing 15 matches. So they have 0 goal difference. That is, the amount of goals scored is the amount of goal they conceded. But Osasuna, they are playing away to Atletico Bilbao. Or do you think Bilbao can add more points to their tally?
It's going to be a very good game to watch because if you look at two of them, they've played 15 games so far, and then Bilbao is on 25, while the Osasuna is on 23. It's just little different. And then for me, the game is going to be one of the interesting one because everybody, Osasuna want to be ahead of the.
Because if they're able to win,
if they are able to win, yes, they have 26, and then they will be ahead. And then the Bilbao will say, we don't want anybody to pass me. I have to just pass whoever that is in my front so that I can be among the top 4 or among the top 5. I think it's going to be a game to watch, and then I believe the best team, let me just put it in that way, I believe the best team will win today.
The best team will win today. Going back to that table again, looking at Bilbao, Osasuna, if Bilbao are able to win, they will have 28 points. Yeah. Now, that 28 point, in fact, they will now be ahead of Real Betis because on goal difference,
they are on 10.
They are on 10. Yeah. So they will be 4th. That is if they win. But if Osasuna wins the game, they will be on at least, maybe
they will go to 8.
They will be on 8, yes. They will be on 8. They will drop Rayo Vallecano just because of the goal difference. They will just be ahead. And now, from the way it is, if it ends in a draw, Bilbao will have 26. And you have Osasuna be having 24. They will now be 7 and 8. What mathematics that we have in world of football there? Quickly, let's go Italia. We have some fixtures that will also be coming up in Italia and Serie A where matches will be played. Now, let's look at those matches that will be played in Italia and Serie A quickly as we quickly move ahead as we talk about those games. Hellas Verona against Cremonese. You have Bologna against Atalanta. Well, hopefully, our own Ademola Lookman will be able to score for Atalanta. He has been doing so well with his club, Atalanta, so far.
I think it's a good one for him. And then, considering the fact that they are playing away, and then the Atalanta, I don't think they are doing bad on the log. So for me, I think it's going to be a game to watch. And then I will just wish my own, because it's my blood, whether we like it or not. I will just wish my own, the Lookman, to carry the day. And then if you look at the other game, I think it's the battles of bottom table. If you see that league, and then they will try as much as possible. The two games are going to be an interesting game because they want to move out of relegation zone or out of bottom table, and then it is going to be the game that everybody must watch.
Everybody must watch. You have this Cremonese. I think we have a player there who rather is playing it straight. And if you look at the way the table is standing, although the 4 teams, are not among the top 10.
That's what I say. It's battle of
the 4 teams are not the first 10. So this is where they belong.
Yeah.
This is where they belong. Bologna, they are standing 11 with 19 points.
Yes.
They have -6 goal difference. Yeah. They've conceded more goals. Yeah. And you look at Cremonese, they are 19th on the log with 7 points. -16. Yeah. Hellas Verona, -17. Yeah. They have 6. Okay, well, the only thing that is over is Atalanta. Let's go back to the front now. What's the way to go? Atalanta are 7th on the log. Yes. So you can be sure that maybe they should be able to win away if it is very possible. Yeah. If they are able to win, they will have 29, 30, 31. They will be on the same level, but they will now jump over Roma because of goal difference. They have 7 already. That is if they are able to win. They will jump to 6, Roma will jump to 7, drop down to 7. But if they lose that game, they remain the way they are. no cause for
movement.
But if they draw, they actually have 29 points.
Yeah.
If you flip it back to the bottom of the table teams, now let's look at Bologna and the likes where they are going to be fighting. Hellas Verona and Cremonese will be fighting hard to see if they can
at least
get out from relegation zone. A win for Cremonese will get them 3 points. That will be 10, which has not saved them. They will just jump over Sampdoria. They will be on 18.
They will still be on relegation. Even if any one of them
Hellas Verona too,
yeah.
the same thing. Except for Bologna right now,
yeah.
who will be hoping that, okay, if they're able to win, they can join the big boys.
Yeah.
So for tonight, Bologna and Atalanta, both of them are only the team that could be like, okay, either we win or we draw.
Yeah.
We just want to add more. But for Cremonese and Hellas Verona, really, the two teams just need to up their game if they are to go out of this relegation.
Yeah. There is a little bit hope for Cremonese because if they win today, they will be on 10, and then Sampdoria will come to 9, to 19 position, where the Hellas Verona will remain in their last first from behind. So I think the two games is going to be interesting, and then it's game that everybody must try as much as possible to look at and see how it will go tonight.
Now, I'm surprised for Sampdoria. Sampdoria has been one of those famous clubs when you look at the history of Italian Serie A, but right now they are wallowing in the 18th position with minus 22 when it comes to goal difference. They have just 9 points from playing 17 matches. As you remember what they've done so far when it comes to Italian Serie A. I remember the late Luca Gualinca, the Vialli that died recently.
Yeah.
He played for them. He won the Serie A Scudetto for them, with them rather. And now, I still remember Samuel Eto'o is joining them sometimes back.
Yeah.
And Sampdoria among the last three in the Italian Serie A. Nothing to write home about. What's happening to Sampdoria?
It's unfortunate for them, but even in every league, there is bound to be something like this. We discussed that issue sometimes ago about the Sevilla, where Sevilla always be among the top 4 in the La Liga table. But when you see where they are right now, you see that it's not something that speaks for a club like them. Maybe they have issue of manager crisis, player crisis, and all these things. But I believe it's not over for Sampdoria because the coast is still. I mean, the table is still open because they have close to another 18 games to play. So if they can try as much as possible to buckle up their game, they will be around 13, 14, or 12, so that they will be safe, and then they will be move out of the relegation water.
Well, from the way it is right now, just giving you updates concerning Italia Serie A. Really, Bologna, Hellas Verona, Atalanta, and Cremonese will be fighting for honor tonight in those particular matches that will be coming up. And just giving you updates concerning how the table is standing. Good one for Napoli. Osimhen is smiling right now to the bank for the fact that his club at the city of Naples are really doing well, topping the league, and also allowing other teams to catch them if they can. AC Milan, Juventus, although Juventus are now second on the log, you have AC Milan, you have Inter, you have Lazio, Roma in that pecking order, getting down to Atalanta, all fighting hard to see who will stay among the big boys for the UEFA Champions League. They are giving you an update. Before we go, let's quickly talk about transfer stories where Arsenal, the Gunners, are keen on a young player called Alejandro Balde, the one they call the fine boy of Barcelona right now. Is actually bringing a lot of interest from Arsenal. They want to go for him. And from the way it is, I think any player that plays with Barcelona can easily switch to Arsenal because of the style of play.
That is your own interpretation for me. Because if you look at the present Arsenal now, they have a team. What I think they need to get is just to get a bench in case if there is injury, if there is fatigue, because we are going to we are already on the second half of the game where you are going to play Champions League. You are not like Chelsea that is playing only Premier League and Champions League right now because they are out of all the domestic core. But if you look at the Arsenal, they need this kind of player for him to be on bench. At times, he or she will start the game if the person that is supposed to play is not informed. But what normally affects Arsenal in second half of the game is that they don't have a rich bench. Look at Manchester City. Even if you bring their second best to play other teams. They will stay because they want to make name. They want to be among the first 11, which Arsenal, to me, which they don't have. So going for this player, it will be a plus for them.
It will be a plus if they can get Balde there. Talking about the Gunners, Arsenal. We talk about Roma director. Pinto is his name. He says he's actually confident that Chris Smalling, who has been fantastic for them from joining from Manchester United, will sign a new contract. Hopefully they want to keep Chris Smalling.
I think it's a good one for him. But I believe Smalling wants to return home to his home base.
But he's actually enjoying his playing time with AS Roma.
What I want you to understand, when we are talking about enjoyment, is when people are watching. You look at what happened to Ronaldo. If not because Saudi Arabia changed the law, immediately DSTV was able to give them where you can watch Ronaldo. It's always difficult when you are playing and then nobody is watching. People are not watching you. It's not something good for a player like that.
Well, the last one says Tottenham Hotspur are tracking Brentford goalkeeper. His name is David Raya, as long-time successor to Hugo Lloris. We know what Lloris has done for Tottenham, also for France, but right now he's aging and they are trying to get a replacement, a suitable one. That's why they are going for Brentford goalkeeper Raya. Indeed,
old age has come over because if you watch the final of the World Cup, he's supposed to catch at least one or two, but it's not there. It's not there. If I happen to be the coach of France at that time, even before the end of the game, I would have pulled him out because I know that he's not that agile. He cannot move the way you're supposed to move when you are 20, when you are 19, when you are. So for them to be looking for a replacement, I think it will be a good one for the old man. Let him go and retire and enjoy this money.
He needs to enjoy his money coming from Joel Ajayi to Hugo Lloris there. Well, talking about Tottenham Hotspur getting David Raya. That will be it on 360 Sport, where business and fitness is the order of the day. I am Adini Ajishafe, and I want to thank Joel Ajayi for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.